Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. This is your weekly horoscope for Sunday, January 25th to Saturday, January 31st, 2026. This week brings a turning point in awareness as the month comes to a close. You may begin to see where your energy has been leaking and where greater focus is needed. Subtle shifts in priorities encourage you to make choices that feel more aligned rather than reactive. Emotional clarity deepens, helping you respond with intention instead of habit. By the weekend, momentum builds quietly, setting the stage for a more confident and purposeful start to February. Aries, this week begins with a strong desire to push forward and see results quickly. Early on, frustration may arise if things don't move at your preferred pace or if others seem slow to respond. This tension highlights where impatience has been draining your energy. Midweek brings clarity about where you can adjust strategy instead of forcing outcomes. By the weekend, you feel more focused, grounded, and confident that smarter pacing will lead to better results. Taurus, the week opens with a desire for comfort, stability, and reassurance. You may feel drawn to focus on finances, routines, or long-term security, especially if things have felt uncertain recently. Early reflection helps you identify what can be simplified to reduce stress. Midweek brings confirmation through a conversation or decision that steady progress is happening, even if it's subtle. By the weekend, you feel calmer, more centered, and confident in the foundation you're building. Gemini, this week begins with mental busyness and competing demands for your attention. You may feel pulled in several directions at once, especially through conversations or obligations. Early on, it becomes clear that not everything requires immediate engagement. Midweek insight helps you prioritize what truly deserves your energy and set clearer boundaries. By the weekend, your thoughts feel lighter, communication flows more smoothly, and your plans feel manageable again. Cancer, emotional awareness is heightened this week, but it serves as guidance rather than overwhelm. Early on, you may notice how strongly your environment or relationships influence your mood. This is a reminder to protect your emotional space. Midweek brings reassurance or healing through understanding, support, or a meaningful conversation. By the weekend, you feel grounded, emotionally secure, and more confident in your ability to care for yourself. Leo, this week begins with a quiet check-in around confidence and self-expression. You may recognize where pressure has replaced enjoyment or where you've been trying too hard to meet expectations. Early reflection helps you reconnect with what genuinely motivates you. Midweek clarity allows creative energy to return without effort. By the weekend, you feel aligned, self-assured, and more comfortable being exactly who you are. Virgo, the week opens with a strong focus on organization and efficiency. You may feel motivated to tidy up routines, schedules, or lingering responsibilities that have been causing stress. Early adjustments make a noticeable difference in how manageable life feels. Midweek brings a practical breakthrough that simplifies something you've been overthinking. By the weekend, you feel capable, steady, and more confident in your ability to handle what's ahead. Libra, this week highlights balance, fairness, and emotional boundaries. Early on, you may become aware of where you've been overgiving or compromising too much. Conversations around expectations or shared responsibilities come into focus. Midweek clarity helps you make a decision you've been postponing. By the weekend, you feel more centered, emotionally aligned, and at peace with your boundaries. Scorpio, the emotional tone of the week is introspective and focused. Early reflection helps you recognize a pattern related to control, trust, or emotional intensity that's ready to shift. Becoming aware of this pattern gives you back your power. Midweek insight allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. By the weekend, you feel grounded, strong, and more confident about your direction. Sagittarius, this week begins with a reassessment of goals and expectations. Early uncertainty may feel uncomfortable, but it helps you see what needs refinement rather than abandonment. Midweek inspiration sharpens your vision without pushing you to overextend yourself. Focusing on what's realistic restores motivation. By the weekend, optimism returns with clarity and renewed purpose. Capricorn, the week opens with responsibility and long-term planning at the forefront. You may feel pressure to keep everything running smoothly, especially for others who rely on you. Early reassessment helps you prioritize what truly matters instead of carrying unnecessary weight. Midweek grounding comes through personal insight or family-related perspective. By the weekend, you feel steady, supported, and confident in the plans you're building. Aquarius, this week begins with questions about alignment and authenticity. You may feel called to reassess whether your current direction truly reflects who you are becoming. Early conversations or realizations shift your perspective in meaningful ways. Midweek insight helps you realign goals so they feel more genuine and self-directed. By the weekend, you feel mentally clear, focused, and ready to move forward intentionally. Pisces, the emotional tone of the week is intuitive and reflective. Early on, you may feel drawn inward to process thoughts and feelings quietly. Reflection, creativity, or rest brings clarity and emotional release. Midweek reassurance eases a concern you've been carrying beneath the surface. By the weekend, you feel peaceful, inspired, and emotionally balanced. This week encourages thoughtful adjustment, emotional awareness, and intentional choices as January comes to a close. By refining your focus and honoring what feels sustainable, you create steadier momentum moving forward. Trust the subtle shifts. They're guiding you towards stronger alignment and clarity as you prepare for the month ahead. If you enjoyed this weekly horoscope, please like, subscribe, and share. It truly helps support the channel and keeps these readings coming every week.